our own personal life is not the most important thing in this life. And it's very difficult to be convinced by it, because you understand it for a moment and immediately you think that our happiness is the most important thing. But I'm saying, the moment our own personal life stops to be important and something more powerful, a certain knowing, certain wisdom, certain love, whatever, doesn't matter, move through us, we feel refreshed, we feel new. Because when we are at the center of ourselves, we block the flow. And when you block the flow, you get cobwebs, and you get dirt, and you get pollution. And the best way that the railway tracks are clean and shiny is by letting the train pass all the time. But nothing passes through our railway. We sit in the center and we block the flow. And we sit in the center of our existence and we become consumers of stimulation. And we live to be stimulated. And the moment we are stimulated and excited, because something new and exciting is happening, we mistakenly think that we are living.
That's the beautiful part about this. That
it's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very sad, really.
but
But the thing is that if you are connected to the wisdom aspect of that, you know it's sad, but you don't experience sadness. You experience joy because you allow a real knowing to go through you. The danger of taking what I'm saying personally is there, and you can fall into it any second.
and then yes.
And the moment you do, the wisdom is blocked.
And the emotion is ruling?
Yep. The emotions should be quiet. They should be as small as possible and not interfere. They should give vitality to the system. That's what they should do. The system should be vital enough to handle the flow of life. But for that, it should be 30%.
And
So ego, taking things personal, and over-dominant emotions are a disease.
Everybody disease. That's why there is no flow.
There is no flow.
And what do you mean by the emotions should be 30%, but you don't want to suppress them, and on the other way, they're vital? These three aspects.
Did I say not to suppress them?
No, but that's what I think.
Right, you're right. Well, basically the emotions could be in three states. Two are easy, one is difficult, but the difficult is vital. Basically the emotions are either in suppression, you do not allow anything, and you act as though you don't have emotions. And usually these kind of people are into power struggle, mental power struggle. They suppress their emotions, and mentally they become cruel, and they want to domineer other people. Usually they are called men. Now women, on the other hand, go to the other extreme of emotions. They do not suppress them, they give them absolute and total freedom. And so they are basically a big shouting, screaming storm of emotions most of the time, totally uncontrolled. So women all the time go to men and beg for a little bit of emotions, but there's nothing there. Or it's there, but it's deep, deep buried. And men go to the women and say, for God's sake, don't be so emotional. So this is the two extremes, which is easy. Everyone is either here or there, or we switch from here to there. Plus, I really want to say that the main problem of humanity is not thinking. I mean, it's the emotions. It's totally uncultivated. It's totally untaken care of. No one is connected to these emotions, and everyone is either suppressing them or giving them total dominance. And I think humanity is like this person who is going in the street and he's looking for money that he lost. And there is dark side in the street, and there is where is light. And he's looking for the money where there is light, but he lost it where it's dark. We are looking under the light of our thoughts, but we lost our light in our emotions. The problem of people is their untamed, uncultivated emotions. So the middle way is allowing the emotions a limited freedom. It's like a kid. You should do noise, and you can do noise, but in your room, when there is guests. There is a dog. He shouldn't run all over the house. He's got a leash. And he can go until the leash allows him, the chain. And control means being all the time in contact with what is the state of your emotions. Because when it's going to the extreme, or when you suppress them, you don't need to be in contact with it. You forget about it. You're not conscious of it. But you need to be conscious of emotions. All the time you need to say, what is happening in me? What kind of emotions? What do I feel? And when you feel that you get overheated emotionally, get excited, you should stop the emotions. You should think about something else. Not allow. And we should be masters of our emotions. Our emotions are like horses, and we are the driver with the carriage. If the driver doesn't have a good control of the horses control him, and they go all over the place, and they turn the carriage. We are the slaves of our emotions.
That is beautiful.
Now on the outside, we control them. And society actually is saying it's not good to have emotions and all the rest of it, and people behave as though they control their emotions. And from the outside, when you look at people, you can mistake the total suppression of emotion for control. From the outside they look the same. Because if you look at a person who's got 30% control of his emotions, he looks exactly the same like a person who doesn't have emotions at all. Because nothing shows on the surface. But it's totally different. It's like the difference between a hotel that from the outside looks clean because everyone cleans it, or it looks clean because no one visits it.
Okay.
So what do you think? What does it make you think and feel, what I'm saying?
Well, the first thing is that it kind of describes a very clear picture about everyday's life.
It is very clear, isn't it?
It is very clear. I want to say that this particular part is extremely beautiful for this movie. This is perfect.
Good, I'm glad. It's okay, it's good stuff.
Oh, this one is, I'm telling you, I'm looking at and it's exactly the right amount of time.
But I'm very glad.
The right amount
because it's a continuation of yesterday. Despite what happened this morning, I still feel a bit shaken, but I hope it's okay.
And this is a beautiful part.
And it's about life, it's about people.
Yes, everyday life.
Everyone can identify with it.
Yeah.
If they can.
Well, you know what for me is the funny, that on the one hand I write down all the questions, but you give the answer from a completely other point of view, but all my questions here are answered.
You're not a personal.
Yeah, I have the personal questions and I get the core.
I really have a feeling that these things wanted to be said.
Yeah.
It wants to be spoken through me. And you felt it.